Good day, everybody. This is the Ecclesiarch here, back to you with some Warhammer. And today we got an extra special tier list. The one that none of you knew you needed, but this is something that you all deserve. Today we are going to be doing the ultimate Primarch Rizz tier list. And when you're doing such a tier list, it is obvious that you gotta have the necessary guest with you, and that is none other than Azzie. So how you doing, Azzie?
I'm good. I'm very good. How are you, Ecclesiarch?
Oh, I am perfect, and this is a tier list long in the making, so I'm excited to discuss this with you.
Absolutely. It's going to be a Slaanesh fest.
Yes, so Emperor save our souls, but well, it has to be done, and we shall do it. By the way, guys, we're gonna be ranking them according to this tier list. So the very best are going to be getting the F me immediately, which is fuck me immediately tier, followed by the King of Rizz, has potential, needs a wingman, and Edict of Censure. So I do wonder how many of them are gonna end up in the Edict of Censure, but I do think there's gonna be quite a few. So, are we ready to begin, Azzie?
Absolutely. Let's get to it.
Well, I mean, I think it's obvious that the one that you start from is the Primarch of the First. So we have Lion L. Johnson. So what do you think?
Lion L. Johnson. He's a great commander and a very fine fighter. So his skill could entice you. But if he come over, he could be slightly off-handed with you, considering he punches one of his own kids' heads off.
He also has very severe trust issues that are evident, like instantly. But at the same time, in his defense, he looks pretty good. So you gotta give him points for that. And on top of that, he is known for that amazing commanding aura. But does that commanding aura also give him Rizz? I understand that everybody wants to go on their knees instantly when they see him. But does that work in his favor when it comes to Rizz? What do you think?
I mean, it could do. It could work in his favor, absolutely. Say, like, if a fight kicks off in a bar, and, I have no guilt in ending your obstruction, is reckoning ping off, and he just charges in, kicks their ass, throws them out the bar, and, gets you a drink. It could work in his favor.
So what do you think? Would we say he has potential?
Yes, he does have potential.
Yeah, I think he's not up there in the Kings, but he definitely does have the potential because, well, he's got a lot going for him, as we said. So, yeah, I think it's fair to put him in has potential, right?
Absolutely.
Very well. And I do believe the next one we got here is none other than Vulcan. So, what do you think about Vulcan?
Vulcan. Well, he always has the people at heart. He's going to be a great family man. I mean, he could win you over. Like he has, like with the Salamander's teachings in game, he has a lot to offer. And if you shine him in the right light, yeah, he could be a king of Rizz.
Technically speaking, he also gives off that, like, very, how can I tell you that? As you said, like, family man, right? So you could go a step further and say he gives up the daddy vibe, right? So that could
Exactly.
that
He
could
gives
work
off
in his
the daddy
favor.
vibes.
Absolutely. So I think, yeah, he's definitely higher than Johnson. So either he has to go on the top of the has potential tier or go on the King of Riz.
No, he'd have to go on King of Rizz.
I think it's fair. I could go with that. I think he deserves the King
And
of
if you're a
Riz.
first timer, you're not going to be too confident in dealing with the dragon downstairs, are you?
Oh, yikes. Okay, Slanesh, is that
Exactly.
I think we just manifested something in the warp there. So
Exactly.
with that
We'll stop
comment,
that immediately.
absolutely, absolutely. Very well. I think we're starting to go into the problematic Primarchs.
Yes.
So we got Magnus. Now let me start
Mag-
off with Magnus since he's one of my personal favorites when it comes to
Absolutely.
lore wise. But this guy's got some problems, right? So I mean, him being a Giga nerd, that could be attractive at some point, but he is too arrogant and he doesn't really have much to back it up because I can imagine like somebody trying to approach Magnus and say like, you look cool today, man, and he's like, oh yeah, I know, because like I'm Magnus. I'm supposed to look cool, right? So, but he
He'd
doesn't come.
also try to gaslight you.
Yeah, he probably would try to gaslight you for anything that you said, and yeah, he would also. I mean, he's also prone to making very big mistakes. So you never know what he might, what he might do. And honestly speaking, for how awesome his sons are, goddamn, he's lame. When it
Yeah,
in
his son's
comparison.
so much better.
The question just is, does he like go into the Edict of Censure, or just like in the lore, or does he go into a needs the wingman category? That's the question.
I'm convinced he'd go into the needs a wingman because in the lore he was very good friends with Jagatai, and we all know what Jagatai's like. He'd rein Magnus in.
Yeah, I mean, if he had Jagatai as his wingman, he
Yeah.
could definitely do stuff. But to be honest, I'm just gonna speak up for that. I think he's also a pretty shitty friend though himself, Magnus, because well, I don't know, like he was pretty good with Lorgar on good terms, and if you ask me, in the first Heretic, he pretty much fucks Lorgar over. Because he's like, oh, you're not supposed to dabble in the things of the Great Ocean, and then he goes and does the webway oopsie. So you know what?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
for a man who seeks knowledge to bash the guy who all he ever wanted was the truth, yeah, it's a bit hypocritical.
But yeah, needs a wingman. I would say like that's where he goes, and maybe I feel sorry to put him in Edict of Censure when he was already censured. So I think we can agree on this, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, here's the funny one. We got Alpharius Omegon, who at the start I will say he has potential to be his own wingman. So we can give
my
that
own
a point.
wingman.
So this is yours, Azzie. This is completely yours. I'm not even going to talk about this one.
Well, Alpharius, he's a very strange type of guy, so you wouldn't really know what angle he's actually coming from. And if it really is him, like, could he be committing identity fraud? Like, is this the man you're really speaking to? But he'd probably use his knowledge of lies and ways of manipulation to probably psyop you into thinking like, oh yeah, I need to get with this guy. So yeah, that's kind of my take on it.
And I would also say like it's the point that considering like anybody who is not like super strong when it comes to their cognitive abilities, they won't be able to differentiate him from any of his sons. So he could technically have a personality for any targets.
Exactly. But the thing is, he could go in all three of needs a wingman, has potential, and king, because if one of his sons drinks the blood of Alpharius, he gains all like his muscle memory, his memories and stuff. So he could actually have a second Alpharius come in and act as a wingman to gaslight you into, oh yeah, that actually happened, by the way. I was there.
Oh my god, that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really hard. I mean, it's logical that it's hard to place Alpharius. I would say he definitely, yeah, because you can't say he needs a wingman because he's his own wingman. So yeah, I think he goes in has potential. Yeah, pretty good. Definitely has a lot of potential, and it could go either way depending on the situation, I guess. Ooh, we got Ferris Manus.
The Gorgon. Lovely.
Yeah, so what do you think about the Gorgon?
Well, he's always been straight up. Guilliman admired him as one of the pillars of the Imperium. The feeling was not reciprocated. Yeah. He'd also give mad head. Oh, wait. But jokes aside, yeah, he'd probably brute force his way through the conversation, and it's like, do you have problems? It's like, would you like me to help you solve them?
I mean, considering that he has a bit of an explosive and like grumpy personality, I could see him losing head when he gets drunk.
Don't lose your head over it, bro. Oh, we really are bullying the Iron Hands today, aren't we?
I mean, Games Workshop has been doing it for years, so I guess it's okay for us to do it.
Well, if Cardosia didn't want to suffer this slander, he should have showed up to Istvan 5.
Yeah, that's also a good point. So what do we do with Ferris? That's the problem. The thing is, he's pretty cool objectively, but his personality is like he's that very unapproachable guy. But he was best friends with Fulgrim, so he
Exactly.
technically speaking that gives points because he would have the ultimate wingman
Yeah,
every
you'd have
time.
Phoenician with him.
Yep.
And there's always going to be a 2-man when that happens.
Yeah. So technically speaking, I think he needs a wingman, but
He does. He needs a wingman.
but he always has that wingman. So I'd say higher than
Yeah.
Magnus for sure.
Absolutely higher than Magnus.
Oh my god! So we got another one of those.
Dorn.
The stoic ones.
Yeah. I mean, it might put you off when he tells you that he sleeps with a blanket his granddad gave him, but like, you know, that blanket will probably keep you warm. Like his planet was cold.
Well, he would also make you watch as he plays with Legos all day, but then again,
Well, I mean, you might get lucky. He might get like his toy digger and drive it over your boobs.
yeah, I'm not really convinced that this guy has Rizz, to be honest.
No, the guy's pretty bland. The guy made Korn have a stroke, and that's doing something.
I know, right? When you give the blood god a stroke, there's a problem, man. There's a problem.
Yeah. When you're a boner killer for the blood god, that's saying something.
I think we need to censure Dorn.
Yeah, we might have to edict of censure him.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think the wingman is saving him.
No, no.
Yeah,
He'd outright refuse a wingman. Why do I need wings? I do not fly.
Yeah, he's so likely to say that as well. Holy shit, that's such a good point. Like, honestly speaking, the thing with Dorn, if this wasn't like a Rizz tier list, obviously he would rank high because he's awesome. He's like very loyal. He does
absolutely.
his duty. But when it comes to Rizz, I think this guy is the example of how not to Rizz.
It's a massive L.
Yeah, we gotta give him the L. We gotta give him the L. So,
yeah.
Oh boy, do we even need to talk about this one?
Ah, the angel, my boy, Sanguinius.
I mean, the first thing he does is he rizzes up the whole Blood Angels. Like,
if you there's an audio narration called Descent of Angels, and it is so good. Dante goes to a dreadnought that served during the heresy, and like they have a conversation, and he tells him a story about Sanguinius, and it is just an amazing story. Like him coming down in a Lunar Wolf escort, like all like the Justarians are there, and Sanguinius comes out to his kids, and it's just amazing.
It is.
So
I mean, imagine you got this legion of basically bloodthirsty space vampires who are going crazy. Legion. And he rizzes them up.
It's like they probably got like a pile of bodies and like greetings, father, spell out with them, and Sanguinius is probably going to look like, oh my god, this is the legion I've got to work with. Let's try and salvage something.
And he instantly salvages.
Really good job. Yeah, they became fine artisans, master craftsmen, and he just did a great job for the Revenant Legion as a whole.
And he is chosen as basically the Emperor of Imperium Secundus. And
yeah, all the other Primarchs expected Sanguinius to become War Master.
And for good reason as well. Like,
exactly. The man was just a legend.
Even though I would say I totally understand why the Emperor would choose Horus, but that's for another video. But yeah, I think this guy goes into the absolute best. It's like...
Absolutely. Top
He's
tier.
like top.
Sanguinius. Yeah.
Yeah. And
no words. Can't hit the floor.
Okay, we got the absolutely Giga Chat based Mongol throat singer. So...
the Khan. He wouldn't take a second look at us, though. He's got Jukari wives by now.
Well, I mean, he is the type of guy that could manage that for sure. But so, no, I think we burst another one with that comment. But Yeah.
But the Khan as a whole, he was such a great dude. Even one of his warriors that challenged him to a race purposefully hit the brakes at the final moment to let the Khan win.
He goes on a ship unarmed to an enraged Leman Russ. He's got balls of steel, that's for sure.
Absolutely. You do not go up against the Wolf King unarmed, especially when he's having a tantrum.
And he did, and he got away with it.
Exactly.
I mean, the guy is pretty solid. He also has that very, cool personality, like ice cold. So
Yeah, you could just instantly crack a beer open and just have a drink with the guy and just talk about your life.
I would say like the guy could definitely go for King of Rizz, but top of it.
Like above Vulcan, absolutely.
Yes, yes. I'd say that's the thing. I'd say that's the thing. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think we agree on that. Well, it's your boy again, so up to you're up.
Fulgrim. In the words of Dorn, you're a fine fighter but a poor strategist. So he'd make you do all the work to get him. So he'd probably come off as uninterested at first, so you'd have to catch his eye. But once you do, he would put in work. Like he had quite a few wives and he cared deeply about them. And well, the reason he stopped getting married was because, well, he kept outliving his wives and he didn't want to go through that pain anymore. So, yeah, like he probably do everything and say everything to get you into bed.
Let's put it like this. If we're talking about the pre-degenerate Cumbrian Fulgrim, the one
Pre-degeneracy.
yeah, then he's absolutely amazing. Because I mean, he is known for his first of all his looks, like the perfect face, basically, plus the insane charisma that he commands, and like even like when you read some of his books, he also has a very nice, once again, pre-degeneracy, pretty nice relationship with his legion as well. So yeah, I think he's pretty high up there for sure.
Yeah,
Like,
the first time he spoke to his legion, he's like, "You are the pinnacle of humanity. We are the pillars that hold up the Imperium, and you need to be the best that you can be to lift all these other people beneath us up to our stage, so we can all achieve perfection."
so where do we put this guy? What do you say? It's either the highest or the King of Riz top. It's up to
Like
you.
highest below Sanguinius.
I'd say yes, absolutely. And he is the Demon Prince of Slanesh for a reason. So
Exactly.
yeah, I think he deserves it. I think he deserves it. Like, he is not one of my personal favorites, but I love his character in general. And I do think, well, the guy, that's one of his main qualities, apart from being an amazing swordsman, right? So there you go.
Yeah, you're supposed to be pretty until Nakona Sherokin and Perturabo came along.
Well, I mean, we don't talk about that.
No, we don't talk about that.
So, Robute.
Rabute Guilliman. Ooh, Microsoft Excel himself.
I mean, let's start from the fact that he looks good.
Yeah, he's an over like he's one of them farm boys. Like there's going to be girls that are into farm boys. I've had my fair share of farm girls.
He's I can't really say that he's the most interesting one, for sure.
No,
but
he'd be pretty bland, but he'd be overall pleasant.
I mean, he's more pleasant than Ferris, Magnus, and Dorn for sure. That's like.
But he very quickly introduced you to his parents, and he's got a lovely mother. Guilliman is based.
Yeah, he also has a cool Gilly dad as well, so yeah.
Exactly. Like his dad was awesome during his childhood.
I think he has potential, but he needs to work on not being so boring.
Yeah. Like he has potential, but he'd more wine and dine you and get to know you before just trying to sleep with you.
I'd say below Alpharius, right?
Below Alpharius.
Oh, you guys thought there would be a Igraine reference here, right? Well, no, fuck you. So, okay.
No.
Now now let's go we don't do that. So, let's go to Horus Lupercal, and I think I'll speak a little bit about Horus. So, this also has to be pre-degeneracy Horus.
Yeah. Pre Nurgle Blade.
Well, I mean, when you read Horus Rising, he is very, very good at specifically rizzing people up because if you remember that moment when he arrives, I believe at the planet where they're, I think, fighting the Megarachnids. I think that was
Oh yeah,
it.
Planet Murder.
Yeah, on murder. Yeah, and he's like he comes off as very nice and like when the guy when he talks to the guy who can't even kneel when he's looking at him because he feels as if he forgot how to do that and everything, and he's
Oh
always
god.
acting like the diplomat and the nice guy and the very loving father, while strategically his Mornaval are acting like well his bad side, right? They're doing the dirty work for him. So
Yeah,
he
but Tarek Torgadon, the man respects you how you respect him. If you give him poor respect, he gives you the same back. Take a look at how he handled Tarbits and Eidolon.
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So I think Horus has like very, very high potential. He could technically go into King of Rizz.
Yeah,
Uh,
the man is a king of Rizz.
yeah, I mean there is a reason why he's War Master. I would even
But
say he
also the
could go
love
on
and care
top or
he'd show.
something.
Like when his favorite son died, like he's shown real sorrow in that.
Mm,
And then Garvey Loken got introduced into the Mournival.
I mean he adored Sejanus, we know for sure.
Yeah,
And
Justice
don't
Janus.
forget, even though Sejanus also got murdered, he still gave the planet a chance. So yeah, he's definitely a King of Rizz. Like
Exactly.
absolutely. We also got Lorgar, by the way.
Oh, Lorgar's a Bible basher.
I mean, he is, but at the same time, what the thing with Lorgar is that a lot of people tend to underestimate just how much of an effect he tends to have on people. Like he's got the Emperor's face, basically.
Yeah,
No one is close to the to Biggie's features than Lorgar. Like no one's closer than him.
yeah,
He
the Golden Sun.
and his only real selling point is his charisma, and he's the bearer of the word, right?
To be fair, he'd probably try and convert you to his religion instead of trying to sleep with you.
That is also true. Would he even care, right? So
Yeah. Flesh is temporary, the word is forever.
I mean maybe we should make a based tier separate for Lorca.
Faith pilled. F
Yeah,
for eight. F for faith pilled.
I mean yeah, I would say he has potential.
Yeah, he
Uh,
has potential.
maybe like above Guilliman just to piss the Ultramarine fans off.
Yeah, put him above Guilliman.
Yeah,
For yeah, that was for Monarchia.
yeah, that's for Monarchia, boys. And Kalth was an act of self-defense.
Absolutely. Every
100%.
bombardment is an act of truth.
All right. And meanwhile, Prospero just. Okay, so.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, we got emo boy number one, Korax.
Oh, Corvus Corax, Bird Daddy, lot of love. The man would probably be brooding in the corner. He'd look over to you a couple times. I'm gonna go off how like goth girls usually flirt. They don't say anything. They just look at you in a certain way, like they're gonna chain you up and take you home. And if he looks at you like that and you're into it, go for it. But he's probably kind of the socially awkward type, so he'd probably need a wingman.
Yeah, I think he's there. He's probably better than the other two, but I don't know. Yeah, he's like, oh, maybe Ferris is higher than him. I don't know.
Yeah, put him below Ferris.
Yeah, because Ferris has more social skills, I think.
Yeah, put Ferris with Corax on a night out, and yeah, it's just going to be a shambles.
I think
Corvus has already gone home halfway through the night.
now Perturabo is an interesting
Perturabo. He'd be persistent.
maybe too persistent.
Maybe too persistent.
He's basically Rogel Dorn, but instead of building, he's bashing. So
Yeah, he grinds you down eventually. but like probably grind you down into leaving and going home.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This as much as I love Perturabo, I think he's one of the actual like Primarchs that does work and everything. I don't know if this is the list for him, man.
Law-wise, if he bought you a drink and then like you turned around, called him ugly, it's like I don't want anything to do with you, he'd probably snap your neck like he did to his sister for betraying his trust.
Yeah, I mean his
Well, like,
sister, the planet.
Having him go on a wild goose chase.
Yeah, we haven't forgotten about Olympia.
No. We'd have to Edict of Censure him, I think.
I think so, and look at it, it's pretty funny that he's looking at Rogel.
Yeah.
Oh my god, can you remind me what was his sister's name?
Oh my god, I cannot remember his sister's name for the life of me.
Calliope, I think?
I'm not sure. Do you know what? Like I can do a quick search.
Yeah, please, because it's bothering me. I think it was Calliope or something, I just don't remember.
1 second. Oh, here we go. Caliphone, like CALLI iPhone.
Okay.
CALL iPhone.
Oh my god. Fair enough.
I know.
You know who else is joining the Edict of Censure? Mortarion.
Mortarion, absolutely. He'd stink the place out.
Yeah, I mean the guy just.
Yeah.
I mean
the man would look over and be like, "There's no purpose in you."
I mean, he's
you
also.
wouldn't last a minute on Barbarous.
Not only that he smells and he's basically shit in general. I mean, when Typhus is the badass of the Legion and not you, and plus, he's one of the Primarchs that technically failed to conquer his planets.
Exactly. Like, Angron was like, "Dad, why don't you come down to the planet and help me?" And Dad thought, right, I'll use that next time. Mortarion, I'm coming down to help you. No, Dad, why have you done that? I wanted to be left alone. It's like, what do you guys even want? But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, you know who else is going to the Edict of Censure? Conrad.
Yeah, exactly. He'd just fucking flay the barman alive.
Plus, he's mad. He's also like, he'd
probably try and eat you.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely higher than Mortarion, but like, that's it.
To be honest, I'd let Mortarion hit over Cringe Lord, because like at least I won't get eaten. I might just smell afterwards.
I mean, he's just, yeah, they're just. I think there should be a separate tier for Rogel and
slice their photos in half and put them on the same bit.
Oh my god, yeah, that's pretty crazy. I mean, kind of same goes for Angron, because Angron just is gonna. Well, I mean, if you're talking about pre-Butcher's Nails, Angron, no, but
pre-Butcher's Nails, absolutely, he'd be an absolute treasure.
Yeah, because he's supposed to be that kind of guy, but
yeah.
Well, I mean, Butcher's Nail Angron is just a degenerate, and he most probably would just kill you.
Yeah, but if you do survive, he'd have respect for you.
Yes, so that's why he goes higher than the other two.
Exactly. And that's why Khan is the GOAT.
Absolutely. And what about the furry?
The furry, no, Edict of Censure. The man is just too hairy.
I mean, that is true. He's also stupid.
Exactly. And, well, he was raised by a wolf. He probably puts that thing in places it shouldn't go.
Oh my god, Space Wolves fans are gonna hate us for this, but well,
yeah, I'm gonna get death threats from furries now.
I don't know. I'd say, yeah, probably he gets an edict.
Yeah, and on that note, e.g., putting Go Petch back in the game.
But where does he go in the edict? That's the question. I guess he realistically does have to be higher than the bottom three, because he's at least not gonna outright murder you.
Let's say we put him in between Perturabo and Dorn to stop all-out war.
Yeah, technically you could do that. Plus, I guess he's more approachable than Perturabo, but Dorn is the better choice. It's actually surprising how many Primarchs are going to the bottom tier.
Yeah, it is crazy. Like, the lack of Rizz here is insane. I may just have to get involved myself.
I mean, the problem here is that like Mortarion just kills you with his presence. So yeah, definitely not.
Yeah.
And I mean, Mortarion, Angron, and Conrad suffer from the same thing, even though Conrad may have a small excuse for it. So
You'd be captured and be made into an art project for his hallucinations.
I mean, getting beaten by Marines, like getting banished by Grey Knights, really?
Getting executed by a human assassin. That is hell.
Yeah, like,
We love you, Mashen.
Okay, yeah, I think this is where we keep it. And guys, yeah, start a war in the comments. We're expecting that. And yeah, this is the video that we all deserve. This is the video that has been delivered, the promised video. So yeah, Azzie, thanks again as always for coming on to do some mad tier lists, and we will be back with some more stuff for you guys. So yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah, see you later.
And don't forget to check out Azzie's channel, because currently Azzie, each day, Azzie is becoming more and more valuable because HHL content creators are disappearing by the day. So you gotta go there, man.
I turned Leia Rain into Hatsune Miku, so go and enjoy that.
Peace.